My child, pause for a moment. Give me these minutes, because what I am about to do within your body cannot be delayed. I am speaking now because this moment carries weight. These words have not reached you by chance. Before your eyes even opened to this message, before you chose to stay here, before your thoughts settled enough to truly listen, I had already set this moment apart. I set it apart to speak directly into the spaces where your body has been holding fear, frailty, hurt, and unspoken doubts. You might believe this is just another message, another moment among countless others, but I tell you, heaven distinguishes certain moments differently, and this is one of them. I am drawing your focus because there are times when healing begins with a spoken word before it becomes visible in the flesh. There are moments when my voice reaches further than medicine, further than dread, further than what medical reports have said, further than what your own body has been telling you. This is such a moment. Be still and listen. For what I speak now is entering places within you that no human eye can fully perceive. Something residing quietly inside you is hearing my voice right now. Even what has concealed itself in silence, even what has stayed beneath the surface, even what has caused you unease because you do not fully grasp it. The areas within your body that have been under strain, the places where weakness has taken hold, the parts where discomfort has made itself known repeatedly, the organs, the blood, the bones, the nerves, the cells that have carried tension, they all remain under my authority. Nothing within you lies beyond my reach. Nothing within you becomes invisible simply because it is hidden from others. I know the precise spot where fear enters when your body does not feel right. I know how quickly your thoughts can race ahead into anxiety when symptoms remain unexplained. I know how even minor sensations can grow heavy when you have already borne concern for too long. But hear me clearly. What rests quietly within you is not hidden from the one who formed you. Every illness present in your body has an expiration, and that expiration is not tomorrow, it is now. Hear this deeply, because fear often makes sickness appear permanent before the truth is fully understood. What entered your body did not enter with limitless permission. What has remained longer than you anticipated still operates under boundaries. I know fully. No disease writes its own future within what belongs to me. No weakness decides how long it may stay without my authority standing above it. Human timelines may frighten hearts because they often speak only from visible patterns, but I speak from a deeper authority. What seems settled to human understanding is still answerable to my word. What appears established can still be interrupted when I determine its time has ended. Even now, while your mind still holds its questions, while your body still speaks the language it has been speaking, while uncertainty still tries to remain near you, my authority has already entered. Even now, as you listen, as your spirit opens even slightly, something within you is already responding to what heaven has set in motion. Do not leave this message early. Stay long enough to receive what I have kept for you, because the word I am about to speak before this concludes is the word your body has been waiting to receive. You have wept quietly over pain that no one fully understood, but I have taken note of every fearful night. I know the nights when discomfort grew larger because darkness made your thoughts louder. I know the moments when you searched silently for answers, when you noticed feelings in your body and wondered what they meant. when you lay awake, listening too closely to every sensation because fear had already entered your mind. I know the private tears that came not only from the pain itself, but from the fear of what that pain might signify. I know the hidden conversations within your mind where you tried to stay calm while inwardly asking how long something would last, whether it would worsen, whether anyone else would understand what you were carrying. Some nights you appeared calm outwardly while inwardly carrying questions too heavy to voice. Some nights you wanted reassurance more than an explanation. Some nights your body seemed ordinary to others, but your heart carried a silent alarm. I saw all of it. Every fearful night reached me. Every moment when you pressed your hand against an area that hurt. Every time you waited, hoping discomfort would pass. Every silent prayer whispered because you did not know what else to do. Every weary thought, asking only for relief. I remained close in every one of those moments. Even when you thought your fear was too small to speak aloud, I heard it. Even when you thought your concern sounded unreasonable, I still listened. Because what touches your peace matters to me.
Hi everyone, this message is for all of you. Whether you are going through a difficult time or you're currently enjoying a moment of peace, I want you to know that you are not alone. If you are in any kind of trouble or feeling stressed, please feel free to share it in the comments. You can also mention your name, and let's support each other as a community. If you are blessed and in a good place right now, I have a small request. If your heart feels inclined, you can contribute via the QR code below. Any amount you give will be used for a noble cause. It will be offered as a prayer or donation in the name of God. Let's stand together, whether in hardship or in gratitude. Thank you.
I know how pain changes the way people think. I know how weakness affects courage. I know how repeated discomfort slowly steals calm. I know how a bodily sensation can return and immediately pull your thoughts into silent alarm. I know how often you have quietly checked whether something still hurts, whether something feels different, whether a certain heaviness remains. I know the inward calculations you carried, the silent comparisons, the recalling of previous symptoms, the wondering whether something meant more than it appeared. Some fear stayed hidden because you did not want to appear weak, or you did not want to alarm others, or you simply did not know how to explain what your heart was carrying. But hidden fear is still seen by me. Nothing you carried quietly was ever beyond my sight. I know the private weight of smiling when your body was not at peace. I know how much effort it takes to appear ordinary when something inside you is asking quiet and frightening questions. I know the moments after conversations ended and you were alone again, when the concern returned because nothing had truly resolved it. I saw every one of those moments, and not one of them made me step back. Not one of them made me look away. That is why I am naming what your body has been carrying, one by one, because fear grows stronger when burdens remain unnamed. But peace begins to return when truth speaks directly into the exact places that have been troubling you. Nothing inside your body is too hidden for me to understand. I formed every part of you with care. I know what each system has carried, what each weak place has endured, and what fear has whispered whenever discomfort remained longer than expected. I am not speaking generally to you now. I am speaking precisely, because what I identify, I also touch with authority. I know there are some of you who have felt tired blood within your body. You may not have always used those exact words, but you have felt what it does when your strength drains too quickly, when your body grows heavy without clear reason, when standing, walking, or even thinking feels harder than it should. There are days when your body feels as if energy leaves too early, as if something inside you cannot fully carry the life you need through the day. The enemy used that tiredness to create fear. He whispered that this weakness would remain, that this heaviness would become your normal life, that your body had lost the power to renew itself. He wanted you to believe that because you felt drained, you must now expect less from your future. But I identify this burden now. Tired blood is not hidden from me. I know every place where weakness has reduced your confidence. I know every time your body felt slower than your heart desired, and I speak life where weakness has lingered. What feels low is still answerable to my word. I also know weak bones have become a concern for some hearts listening now. Some of you have felt pain in joints, weakness in movement, heaviness when rising, discomfort when standing too long. Fear entered when certain parts of your body no longer felt strong as before. The enemy took that discomfort and attached fear to it. He made you think your body would only become weaker, that every passing season must bring more limitation, that strength cannot return where weakness has settled. But hear me now. Weak bones are not outside my authority. The one who formed your frame knows exactly how your body carries weight, pressure, and movement. I know the knees that ache, the back that strains, the joints that speak when you wish they would remain still. I know where fear entered because pain repeated itself, yet pain does not own your structure. I speak strength where weakness has spoken too long. There are also struggling organs that some of you have carried concern about quietly. You may not speak it often because certain fears feel too large when named aloud, but I know the heart that worries over what is happening inside unseen organs. I know those who fear for the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the heart, the places inside your body where function matters deeply because life depends on hidden systems working quietly. The enemy used every strange feeling, every report, every symptom, every unexplained discomfort to create fear around what cannot easily be seen. He wanted your thoughts to live inside silent panic, imagining the worst before truth had fully spoken. But I identify this burden now. Struggling organs remain under my hand. Nothing inside you works beyond my knowledge. Every organ here, I am the one who designed its first movement. Nothing is uncertain to me. I know inflammation has troubled some of you in ways that are difficult to explain, because inflammation often carries pain that moves, swelling that appears, heaviness that lingers, discomfort that returns unexpectedly. Sometimes you feel it in joints, sometimes in muscles, sometimes deep inside where pressure remains without visible explanation. The enemy used recurring discomfort to create fear that your body was fighting against itself. He wanted you to think your own body had become a place of endless struggle. But I identify this burden clearly. Inflammation does not remain unnamed before me. I know where heat, swelling, pressure, and repeated pain have settled. I know how discouraging it feels when discomfort returns after moments of relief. Yet repeated return does not mean permanent ownership. What rises repeatedly still answers to my authority. Nerve pain has also touched some hearts deeply, because nerve pain often confuses people with its sharpness, its suddenness, its strange and shifting patterns. It can move unexpectedly, appear without warning, disappear, return, and create fear because it feels difficult to predict. Some of you have felt burning, tingling, sudden sharp discomfort, weakness in certain places, sensations that frightened you because they seemed hard to explain. The enemy used that unpredictability to build fear. He wanted every strange feeling to become a doorway to anxiety. But I identify nerve pain now, because nothing in your nervous system escapes the one who designed every signal moving through you. I know where pain has traveled. I know what fear attached itself to those sensations. And I speak calm where nerves have carried too much unrest. Hidden fatigue is another burden many carry while appearing outwardly normal. Others may not understand because hidden fatigue often has no visible signs strong enough for others to notice. Yet inside your body, you know how deeply tired you feel. Some mornings begin with heaviness before the day even starts. Some afternoons feel harder than they should. Some simple tasks require more inward effort than anyone around you realizes. Some days you completed everything expected of you while inwardly running on less than anyone could see. The enemy used hidden fatigue to create quiet discouragement. He wanted you to believe that because others do not see your tiredness, it must not matter, or worse, that it will always remain. But hidden fatigue is fully known by me. I know the kind of tiredness that sleep does not quickly solve. I know the heaviness that sits behind ordinary actions. I know the emotional weight that joins physical tiredness and makes everything feel slower. I know how hidden fatigue quietly changes the way you move through your days, the way you speak, the way you hope. What is hidden from others remains clear before me, and what is clear before me remains under my authority. If my voice has reached the exact place your body has been carrying quietly, speak it before me now, right below what you are believing me for. Let your words rise as the first sound of your healing. My child, before your body gives you clear signs, before your mind becomes fully convinced, before visible relief reaches the places where you have been waiting the longest, I want you to understand something. Healing often begins before symptoms shift. What you can measure is not always the first place where I begin to work. What you can feel is not always the earliest evidence that my hand has already touched what needs repair. There are moments when I begin inside hidden places, in silence, beneath sensation, beneath visible change, beneath what your thoughts can immediately confirm, because my work does not depend on your body first announcing it. My work begins when I speak, and what I speak starts moving even before your natural senses fully understand that movement. Think about how many processes inside your own body already happen without sound. Bones strengthen quietly, blood repairs quietly, cells renew quietly. Healing and natural design often happen beneath awareness, and I, who formed that design, also work in ways that honor how deeply hidden restoration often begins. Silence does not mean absence. Silence often means deep work. There are places inside you where strain has lasted long enough that gentle repair must happen layer by layer. I do not always force visible signs first, because hidden systems often need steady, quiet restoration before outward strength fully returns. Do not judge healing by immediate feeling alone. One moment of discomfort can make you think nothing is happening. One tired day can make you assume healing stopped. One returning sensation can make your mind rush back into old worry. But healing is not canceled every time your body speaks differently for a moment. Internal restoration does not disappear simply because your emotions become uncertain again. Many things improve gradually while feelings rise and fall along the way. Instead of asking only what changed outwardly, also ask what has changed inwardly. Is fear as loud as before? Is panic still sitting where it once sat? Is there not now at least a small space where hope breathes more freely? Healing is not only the absence of pain. Healing is also the return of peace while the body continues receiving life. Healing is also when fear loses control. Healing is also when your heart stops expecting the worst each time your body speaks. Healing is also when hope returns stronger than anxiety. Sometimes the first visible sign that healing began is not in the symptom, It is in the calm that enters you while the symptom still tries to speak. Even now, while you listen, while your thoughts settle around these words, there are places inside you becoming quieter under my voice. There are places where fear begins losing strength because my peace enters first. There are places where tension softens because my authority reaches before your understanding catches up. There are places where something that felt heavy is beginning to respond to what heaven has already spoken over it. Do not assume nothing is happening simply because you cannot yet explain what you feel. Many things begin quietly when I move. So receive this truth now. Something already started inside you. Even if you cannot fully measure it, even if your body has not yet said everything your heart wants to hear, even if relief is still unfolding quietly, do not dismiss what heaven has already touched. What begins unseen does not remain unseen forever. What starts silently does not remain silent forever. If this voice has met you in a place where you needed to hear it, remain close to where I speak. Return here. What I release in this place is for you, and it is not finished. My child, I know one of the deepest questions that has lived quietly inside you during this season. You have asked me, sometimes with words and sometimes only with tears, why certain sickness was allowed to come this close to your life. You have wondered why your body had to carry weakness, why certain symptoms appeared when you were already tired, why fear entered through places you never expected to battle so deeply. And because I know how heavy that question becomes when nights grow long and answers seem slow, I want you to hear me with tenderness. Illness did not mean abandonment. What touched your body did not mean I stepped away. What frightened you did not mean my care became smaller. What entered this season did not arrive because I stopped watching over you. There are moments when weakness touches the body, but even in those moments, my presence remains closer than fear can understand. When sickness reached you, your first battle was not only physical. Your thoughts moved quickly. Your mind began asking questions before answers had time to form. A single pain, a strange feeling, unusual tiredness, discomfort that repeated itself. These things opened doors to fear faster than anyone around you knew. You smiled when necessary, spoke normally when asked, continued moving through ordinary moments, yet inwardly something had already shifted because concern had entered your heart. I saw how quickly worry can rise when the body does not feel familiar. I saw how quietly your thoughts changed when symptoms stayed longer than expected. My love did not become distant because your body entered a difficult season. Disease did not arrive with final authority. It may have entered your awareness strongly, but it did not arrive as owner of your future. What touches the body does not become final simply because it feels frightening. Human hearts often mistake arrival for permanence, especially when discomfort stays longer than expected. Even when symptoms speak loudly, they do not speak finally. Even when fear repeats worst possibilities, fear does not become truth simply because it sounds urgent. What entered your body entered under limits. I know fully. It did not arrive with permission to define all your days. It did not arrive carrying power greater than my authority. I know there were moments when weakness felt larger because waiting made it heavier. Tests, reports, thoughts, searching for meaning, listening too closely to your own body, these things slowly built pressure around your heart. And often what exhausted you most was not only what your body felt, but what your mind feared while your body remained uncertain. Some pains are small physically, but become large emotionally because of what they make you imagine. Some symptoms are difficult, not only because of discomfort, but because they awaken hidden fear about what may come next. I saw every one of those inner moments. Waiting for answers became its own burden, because uncertainty often feels heavier than confirmed knowledge. Waiting leaves room for imagination, and imagination often becomes cruel when fear is already present. I know how hard waiting felt. I know how every delay seemed longer because your heart wanted peace quickly. Yet even in waiting, disease still did not own final authority. Reports, opinions, delays, discomfort all remain beneath my knowledge and my power. I know the nights of worry you carried. Nights often made everything louder because darkness gives fear more room when the body is quiet. You noticed every sensation more strongly. You listened to your own heartbeat, your breathing, your pain, your tiredness, and your thoughts began asking questions that daylight sometimes hid better. Night stretched longer because rest did not come easily when concern sat near you. There were moments when sleep was interrupted not by noise outside, but by what your own mind would not release. I was there in every one of those nights. I saw the ceiling you stared at. I saw the tears that came because tiredness and fear met together. I saw how lonely concern can feel when others around you sleep peacefully while your own thoughts remained awake. Body weakness became a place of deeper dependence, though I know at times that truth was difficult to accept. You did not choose weakness. You did not ask for this lesson through physical uncertainty. But when your body felt uncertain, your prayers changed. They became softer, more real, more honest. You no longer prayed only from habit. You prayed because you needed closeness. You listened differently because comfort mattered more deeply. Weakness stripped away some illusions of control, and though that process hurt, it also brought your heart into places of deeper honesty with me. I know some nights you did not feel strong enough even to pray long prayers. Sometimes all you had was a quiet thought, "Lord, help me." Yet those moments of dependence reached me with great depth because weakness often removes unnecessary words and leaves only what is true. I heard every short prayer, every tired breath, every silent inward cry. Emotional tiredness also became part of this season, because carrying concern for the body drains more than strength. It drains peace slowly. You grew tired not only from symptoms, but from thinking about symptoms. Tired from wondering, tired from checking, tired from hoping, tired from the mixture of fear and hope itself, because disappointment had already touched you before. Emotional tiredness made small things feel heavier. It reduced joy quietly. It made ordinary days require more inward effort than anyone knew. But I tell you now, the season where sickness touched you did not prove absence. It revealed how deeply I stayed while you feared quietly. It showed that even in weakness, your heart still turned toward me. Even in tiredness, you still listened for my voice. Even in hidden anxiety, you still carried hope, though sometimes faintly. So when you remember the nights of worry, remember also that I sat beside every fearful hour. When you recall silent body fear, remember that silence never hid you from me. When you think of hidden anxiety no one knew, remember that heaven knew fully. What touched your body did not arrive carrying final authority. It arrived under limits. And even in this season, deeper than fear, my hand remained over you, preserving more than you understood, while teaching your heart that weakness never removes you from my care. My child, now hear the final word I have kept for this moment. No sickness survives when I decide to stand inside the room with you. My presence changes atmosphere before symptoms fully move. When I stand near, fear cannot remain unchanged. When I enter, hidden things hear me. You do not need a crowded place for my authority to move. You do not need visible signs before my presence becomes real. If you are alone, I am still here. If your room is quiet, I am still here. If no one else knows what your body has been carrying, I still know, and I still stand where you are. My presence is not limited by walls, by distance, by diagnosis, or by what your mind has been imagining. What matters is that I speak, and what I speak carries life. What doctors call long-term does not frighten me. I do not reject human knowledge, but I am never limited by what human language calls difficult, chronic, delayed, or uncertain. What sounds heavy to human ears does not weaken my authority. I form what human hands study. I know every system inside you more deeply than any report can describe. I know how organs respond. I know how blood moves. I know where weakness began. I know where repair is needed. I know where inflammation sits, where tiredness lingers, where pressure remains. Nothing inside your body surprises me. Nothing inside you is too far gone for my word to reach. Even the area you fear most is under my authority now. The place your mind returns to when fear grows, the symptom you watch too closely, the report you remember, the weakness you secretly fear may become worse. That exact place remains under my command. And what has hidden itself quietly inside you is already hearing the sound of my authority. Before this moment ends, what has stayed longer than its permission reaches its limit. Not because you are without struggle, but because I have spoken. I am speaking life where fear expected decline. I am speaking strength where weakness tried to settle. I am speaking calm where your thoughts have been restless. And what I speak over you carries life. Receive this now, my child, not as empty comfort, but as living authority. Something already started inside you. What begins unseen does not remain unseen forever. What I begin in hidden places reaches the surface in its time. And when visible relief comes, when strength becomes clearer, when peace settles deeper, when your body begins showing what heaven already touched, you will understand that the first movement did not begin the day you felt it strongly. It began the moment my word entered where fear had been waiting and quietly started restoring what only I fully knew how to reach. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are held fully by the one who formed you and who has never, for even one moment, looked away. Speak your faith before me now. Write healed below as a declaration that your body has heard what heaven released in this moment. Let your words rise as the voice of one who has already received.